How are you? All right. Firstly, thank you for, I guess, having us here. On behalf of Basketball New South Wales, we're really appreciative of you coming out here. Any chance, I guess, we get as coaches to discuss, share, and even debate ideas can only benefit the athletes. And there's no doubt in my mind that we're here to, one, help athletes become better players and better people. Right, otherwise we wouldn't be doing what we're doing, because you get paid nothing to do what you do. All right, and we're really appreciative of that. Basketball New South Wales, we put on a variety of clinics through all representative associations for a few reasons. One, to give back, and we know that association land has a huge impact on athletes' development. We also had a variety of tournaments over January where our players went away, and it was great to see there was quite a few representatives from Sutherland participate in those tournaments, and we've just identified some areas upon reflection that our athletes need to get better at. Not only from a representative level, but DAP level, SPP level, state level. And we're trying to filter all those ideas through all programs to help athletes. And they're pretty basic. You would have heard about all of them. And it's how can we make the athlete as enjoyable as possible for the athlete, or make the drill as enjoyable as possible for the athlete. I think a lot of drills we used to do when we were young growing up were all isolation. So just ball handling on the spot, defensive slides. A lot of studies gone into how athletes learn, and the best way they learn is by doing it in a game sense situation. So having defense in there, having offense compete against defense. If athletes aren't quite up to it skill-wise, you give more advantage to the offense than the defense. So you might go 2-on-1, 3-on-2, and you know all about that. So we're going to talk about a few things. We'll talk about our warm-up and our cool-down that we do at Basketball New South Wales. So all our athletes are required to do this before they step on the court. It's proprioception, so it just helps with, I guess, their knowing where they are in the court. In the past year, over 50% of injuries were from knee and ankle injuries. So we do some exercises to help with that, the stability, and help with trying to decrease the severity or the chances of an injury. We're going to talk about the Super 6, so the 6 areas of fundamentals, and we'll also try to, in those drills, have an area of competitiveness in there, an element where the athletes compete. And I'll show you some different ideas and some different ways that we can make every drill a competitive drill. And some great ideas I saw up at Queensland, down in Tassie, where we can change the rules, the landscape, just to make it more competitive. Because I think that's one thing that we always talk about after the session. Oh, they didn't compete hard enough. How can we make them compete harder? And I'll just show you some ideas that we have. So I'll get you boys up, please. I just need 10 of you. So what you'll do, you'll spread out around kind of the half court, just stay in the 3-point line area. Pair up with someone, you need a ball each. So the first one's proprioception. So what is proprioception? Proprioception is the ability for the body to receive input from receptors in the skin. I'm giving you the in-depth analysis here. Receive receptors from the skin, muscles, and joints, and then transfer that information through the nervous system to the brain. So you can understand and the brain can sense itself and the area that it's in. Like when we jump for a rebound and we land, being able to not roll our ankle, right, tilt our knee outwards so we get a knee injury, right? So just knowing your space in the environment that you're in. Why do we do proprioception? It helps with acceleration, it helps with deacceleration, so slowing down, it helps with change of direction, it helps with strength and power to eliminate that unnecessary movement when going from point A to point B, and it can decrease chances of an injury. Now this takes about 5 minutes. And we get the coach or the athletes to run it either off the court before they start, if there's someone on the court, or they'll jump on the court and do it. We add in some hand-eye coordination as well, just for some fundamentals. So you're going to pair up with someone. You'll be about 1 meter apart, so just spread out. Who's your partner? A meter. That's a very big meter. So the first one we're going to do, boys, you're just going to pass the basketball back and forth. Okay, so nice high tips. While you're doing that, you're just going to hop 10 times on your right leg. And then you'll go 10 times on your left leg. Understand? So 10 right hops, 10 left hops as we're passing the ball back and forth. Go. Once you've done 10 right, do 10 left, and then stop. Right, hold there. Some of us counting past 10. Now you do the same thing, but you're going east to west. So side to side. Ready? Go. So I'm going to explain this for about probably 5-10 minutes, but if they were to do this without me explaining to the side, it would honestly take 5 minutes. Just get some warm, ready to go in practice. Side to side, right to left. Once you've done 10 right, do 10 left. Drop your hips a little bit. Side to side, side to side. Right, hold there. You're now going north-south, so in front, behind, okay, whilst passing the basketballs back and forth. Here we go. So we go 10 on the spot, 10 side to side, 10 in front, behind, both legs. Get some thinking as well, trying to do 2 things at once. Some of them struggle. Right, hold there, not too bad. Now, you're going to find an area, don't be too close to a teammate, so just spread out a little bit in the 3-point line area, right in this, so spread out. A couple over here. So they're going to do 4 jumps. Now, it's north, south, east, west, but it doesn't have to be in that direction. So you might go 1 jump north, okay, when we jump, we want to be able to stick our landing. So we jump and stick it, and then that's our north. We might go east, so we jump and stick, then west, and then south. Understand? You'll do 4 jumps, north, south, east, west. That equals 1 rep. You'll do 2 reps each foot. All right, so we go north, south, east, west on our left, and then the same on our right. Ready? Go. So here we're working on jumping and sticking their landing without a little hop. If you watch some of them now, when they jump, they'll have a little hop to regain their balance. We want to try to eliminate that unnecessary movement. Right, hold there. So we're going a little bit too fast. So I want you to jump and just stick your landing. And then jump and stick your landing. Be explosive. Ready? Go. Hold it. Jump and hold. Drop your knees a little bit. Drop your hips, good. Again, watch their feet. Some of them have a little hop, and we want to try to eliminate that. Slow down a little bit, not too fast. All right, hold there. So they do 2 cycles each leg. The last one, 1 ball between 2. So you 2 can be my partner. Just put 1 ball down. What's your name?
Caden.
Caden.
Ashton.
Ashton. So Ashton is going to be standing here. Caden, you're going to hold the basketball. Ashton, face forward. Caden. Caden's going to throw the ball up in the air. Ashton, you've got to jump up nice and high and catch it like it would be a rebound. Now, as he jumps in the air, you're just going to push him at his hips, not too hard, but just like it's a bump on a rebound. And what we want to do is when we land, we distribute the weight evenly in our legs. We don't lean on one leg too much, right? Our center's in our body, the middle of our body, knees are bent, absorb the contact and distribute the weight evenly. Right, so you jump as high as you can, rebound, get hit and land. Understand? You'll do 5 throws with a push, right? And then you'll change sides, do 5, and then you'll switch over. So then you'll throw it up and you'll jump. Ready? Everyone can go find an area. Go. Throw it up. Give me a little push. Good, so it's just about landing with even distribution of the weight on each leg. Push them a little bit harder if you feel like they're not getting bumped. Knees bent, absorb the contact on the ground. Give a bump. Even, distribute. And actually enjoy doing this. All right, flip over, change over. That's all right, just go, change over. Jump up as high as you can, get the rebound, wait for him to catch it. Land properly without moving. Absorb, good. Spread your feet a little bit further apart. Jump up as high as you can, go. Land. Right, hold there, not too bad. A progression for that might be, as they're in the air, they're going to be able to turn their body like it would be on a rebound. So if I get a rebound, I jump, I want to turn my body ready to bust out. So jumping in the air and you turn and they get a bit of a bump and they're going to be able to land properly. All right, so we might have a couple of little demos of that. So as you jump, you're going to reach up again, you're going to turn a little bit. You're just going to bump at the hips and you're going to be able to land facing that way. Right with that? Ready? Go. Turn in the air. Good. Have a couple of goes. And then you can add a progression of they might take a bounce out, depending on how much space you have. Oh, I'll just get these. All right, hold there. Not too bad. Take a ball each. So be an SW1. You don't get to keep it though. And go get a basketball each, boys. Go get a basketball each. You need a ball. Right, so we're just going to spread out. You're going to face the coaches. So I spoke about the Super 6. So the Super 6 is pretty much the areas, fundamental areas that we have to cover in all of our sessions, and you'll cover them anyway. That's passing, dribbling, pivoting, shooting, one-on-one defense, and decision making. Right, so they're your 6 areas that we should focus in every session, and you do that anyway. We're going to add a pretty simple drill, but we're going to make it a progression and more complicated, more complicated, more complicated. So the elements we're going to add here, ball handling, right? Decision making. So that's going to be the biggest one, as you see when we progress it. So we're just going to start in a stance. You'll face the coaches. You're going to dribble the ball right hand, just juggle the ball left hand. Go. So just working on some hand-eye coordination. I mean, you can have them all buy a tennis ball at Rebel or Kmart for $1. Change hands, go. Pass that basketball. Now as a coach, you might just come past and just bump them a little bit to make sure they're in a proper stance. Some of them might be standing up too high. Good, be in a stance. Right, hold there. So now you're going to bounce the ball right hand, juggle it left. When I say a colour, you're going to throw the ball up. You're going to give me a single move. So you might go a crossover between the legs or behind the back to your other hand and catch it. And then just keep juggling whilst dribbling. When I say a colour, do we understand? Ready? Go. So I'm just going to add some little things in there just to challenge their thinking, to make sure they're listening. 3. I said a colour, not a number. Blue. And what we want to speed up is their decision making. You'll see a lot of them when I say it, they think and they're like, what am I doing? Sharks. Good. Yellow. Quicker, come on, gotta move it quicker. Right, hold there. Not too bad. This time, when I say a number, you gotta bounce the ball to your other hand, but you gotta do a dribbling move as you do that. Right, so it's here. If I say a number, you gotta bounce it. I'm gonna change the ball to my other hand and catch the ball with my other hand. Understand? If I say a color, you gotta throw it up in the air to my other hand. So number is bounce, color is ready. Here we go. 5. Here we go. What? Go. Pound the ball. Let's go. Let's go. Dribble it. Dribble it. Harder. 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 Yellow. Got to be quicker. Got to be quicker. 3. Listen. 7. All right, hold there. And you might just add in a last progression. Now this one's really tough. You're going to do the same thing, but before I give the instruction, if I bounce the basketball, everything I say is opposite. So if I say a number, it means a color. If I say a color, it means a number. Right? What's numbers? Bounce. What's colors? Throw it. When I bounce it, what does that mean? It's opposite. Ready? Go. Start bouncing, juggling. Green. Gotta listen, gotta listen. Red. What's numbers? Come on. Head up, head up, head up. Red. All right, so we can see they're really struggling right now. Okay, just something to help with that decision making, and you'll find if you do this, and it's only like 5 minutes, if you do this over like the 3rd, 4th week, they'll be actually pretty good at it. All right, not too bad. You're now going to pair up, and then we can progress it to where they'll partner dribble, and they're going to mirror each other. So you have one ball between two, as in one little ball. Turn and face each other about 1 meter apart. All right, so there'll be one leader out of the pair. Pick a leader, go. Out of you two, pick a leader. The other person has to mirror them. So who's the leader? You're the leader. So he's dribbling the ball, you got to mirror. So you mean you got to dribble that hand. Now, if he throws the ball, you got to be able to catch it, but you got to see what move he does. So then when you catch it, you're going to throw it straight back and do the same move. All right, ready? Little demo. Go. Whoa, that's a weird pass. Here we go again. Ready? Nice and quick, nice and quick. Good. And we want this to speed up. Ready, everyone, go. Go. Pick a leader, go. Eyes up, nice and fast, nice and fast. Right, hold there. Change the leader. Right, so the other person's the leader now. Now you got to do a combo move. Ready? So 2 moves. Go. That's 3 moves, but anyway, here we go. Eyes up, eyes up. Nice and quick, nice and quick. Come on, work your handles. That's all right, nice and quick. Possible. You boys jump in next, yeah, for the next drill. Good, be in a stance, be in a stance. Good, nice, quick, come on, let's go, let's go. All right, out there, not too bad. A few of you boys sit down, good job, sit down. Have a little drink if you want one. Just leave the little balls there, I'll get them at the end. Right, so that was kind of a pretty easy, fundamental part of the game in ball handling. But the challenge I want to ask those athletes is, how often do they practice ball handling a week? And most of them don't practice ball handling. Most of them will say shooting. And it's bizarre because I say, well, the thing you probably do least in the game, you practice the most. Why is that the case? Now, we all probably understand and know that shooting's one of the hardest, most unique skills to basketball, right? Not many other sports have a skill like shooting, and it's the skill that everyone wants to have. So yes, practice it, but how often do they practice ball handling? How often do they practice passing? Now, passing is as simple as passing against a brick wall, getting a partner, working on that, working on some decision-making stuff, because that's where you really saw they challenged. They got really challenged with the ball handling just by adding in some little elements to make it tougher for them to think. Everyone up? So now we'll talk about shooting. Right, so we're going to spread out. Now, I'm not going to spend too much on shooting because I know shooting's definitely a topic that every coach talks about. We're just going to talk about a few teaching points. Everyone's going to face the coaches, spread out. So give me a few, come stand here. A few stand here. Right, so it kind of starts off pretty boring, and I know I spoke about trying not to make things boring, but I really feel like there needs to still be a part of teaching and isolation, and you'd only spend a little amount of time on it, and then make the drill a little bit more fun. So the first part is you're going to put the basketball between your feet. That usually shows how far apart their feet should be, shoulder width. Their dominant foot, so anyone a lefty here? One lefty. I'm a lefty too, we're better players. Right? So your left foot slightly in front of your right foot. Everyone else, your right foot is slightly in front of your left foot. So bend your knees, get in the stance. Now from here, we want to try to get our elbow under our wrist. So our elbow is under our wrist. We have an L shape in our arm. We have wrinkles in our wrist. Our guide hand can just be behind our back or to our side. Knees are bent. Wrinkles in our wrist, and we spread our fingers. So it's like you can balance a basketball on there. Your elbow should face out to the coaches right now. Now feet, a lot of discussion on, well, do they face straight ahead? Do they face to the side? We just say anywhere between 11 and 1 o'clock. We don't want this, right? You watch some of the greatest shooters in the world. Steph Curry tilts his dominant foot in a little bit, okay? It's got to be comfortable because no single player in the whole world shoots the exact same. All right, so everyone is different. They've got to be comfortable. Now, from here, we're just going to work on our body lift and our arm lift. So we want both to go up at the same time, and we're working on a lock of the elbow, finish up on our toes, and follow through. Now, again, a lot of debate. Do you have fingers like that? Do you have fingers to the ground? We probably all got taught to hand in the cookie jar, right? Biggest focus is wrist snap. Wrist snap, that's all they need to have, right? So we want to focus on our wrist snap. Your fingers might face the basket. Your fingers might face the ground. So wrist snap, and we don't want to have our follow through out to the side. So you're just going to give me 10 reps. Here, lift, lock and snap, hold, and if we fall, where do you think we fall? We want to fall forwards, not backwards. So give me 10 reps. So this is what it looked like. And then back down again. Right, go. Nice high follow through. Your elbow should end up higher than your eyes. So nice high follow through. And our follow through should be about 11 o'clock, right, or 1 o'clock, depending on the angle you look at it. Eyes face forward, give me 10 reps. Once you've done 10 reps, pick up your basketball. Nice high follow through. Good, once you've done 10, pick up your ball, please. All right, so this time, this is the fun part for them. You're gonna try to shoot the basketball, so you're gonna have the basketball in your hand, you're gonna try to shoot it up, it's gotta go up, it's gotta bounce, and then try to land on top of your hand. Pretty tough. All right, go. Now, I haven't given them all the reasons why or how to do that, so what you wanna do is continually ask questions. Be comfortable with the mess, because you know what kids are like? They'll give you this long-winded answer that they could have said in 10 seconds, it'll take them 2 minutes, right? So I'm gonna stop them in a second, I'm gonna ask what they should do to help the ball bounce or land on their hand. It's gotta bounce, yeah? I don't want you to break your hand. All right, hold there. So, it's gotta bounce, Jesse. Now, tell me some things you gotta ensure to have the ball come back and bounce on your hand, do you think?
Backspin.
Backspin, good. So how do we get backspin? Yeah, what do we call that, Follow through or wrist snap, right? Most of us call it follow through. So having a follow through. What 2 fingers do you think it should come off? These 2 fingers? These 2 fingers? These 2 fingers? Right. So your index and your rude finger, they should probably come off those 2 fingers. Yep, so we get nice backspin. How do you think you get the ball to bounce high enough to come on top of your hand? Pretty easy answer. Power. What type of followed through do you think we have? One out like that or one up? Yeah, here we go, a few more reps. Make it bounce on top of your hand. Now if they can do this, it's pretty good. It's very hard to do. One hand only. All right, not too bad, not too bad. So, from there you might progress it to a basket, 5 swishes in a row, whatever you want to do, but make it where it's a challenge. So the first one I did without the basketball, I'd just do for a minute. Because again, for them to get better, and they base every shot, whether it goes in or not. And I know we always talk about the process, no, follow the process, but for them it's just they judge their shot if it's good or not by if it goes in or not. All right, so we need to progress it to that as quickly as possible to help with that, but continually reinforce the process and the points. So we're gonna go 2 lines on the baseline, 1 line here, 1 line there. So we're gonna quickly talk about our footwork with our shot and the importance of shot preparation. So what I want us to do is we're gonna alternate lines. So you'll shoot, get your own rebound, alternate lines. Now, you'll spin the ball out to the block, so we spin it out, and as we spin it out, we want to work on shot preparation. So we drop our hips, getting down low, and our footwork here is inside-outside. So inside foot, outside foot, square up, and then shoot the basketball. You can use the backboard or you can swish it, it's up to you. All right? First person make 3 in a row. Ready? Go. Here we go. Let's go. Next person. This is a great warm-up drill. 3 in a row, 5 in a row. Make it challenging, so they've got to try to concentrate and make shots. As you see, pivoting is a problem for some athletes. Sometimes their feet are too close, sometimes they're too far apart. I say this at all the sessions we have. The very first thing Steve Kerr did when he took over the Golden State Warriors was pivoting. So if a pro team can work on pivoting, then why can't juniors? And if you say that to them, they're more inclined to work on pivoting. Oh, Steph Curry works on pivoting, I can work on pivoting. So that can help with that. Right, hold there. Progression. We're going to throw it out. Come to a jump stop. You're going to work on a heel lift, so outside foot. You're going to lift up your heel, reverse pivot, shoot the ball. Okay, so now we're working on some pivoting whilst we're shooting the basketball. Go, jump stop, reverse pivot. Again, pivoting's hard. Jump stop, reverse. So plant your right foot, reverse off your right foot. Low, pivot, good. Good. Jump stop, reverse pivot. All right, there. Good job. I only need about 4 up, so the rest of you can sit down. So there's so many times where we never get 10 plays at a practice. Okay, you get 9, you get 8, you get 7. Very frustrating as coaches. Okay, this is a nice. There you go. So this is something we can do with 4 and 4, 3 and 3. One-on-one, it builds to one-on-one, but it's some decision making when shooting. And we can do it to start with as coaches, or we can just have them do it straight away. I'm going to have them do it straight away. So I need a player here with the basketball, so you two pair up. You're going to be outside the 3-point line there. You two will do the same thing on that side. So, this is what we're doing. Ball's here. You're going to start outside the 3-point line. As they pass the ball, you're going to catch the ball in the air and you're going to shoot a mid-range jump shot. Okay, so your footwork, right-handed, is left-right. Okay, making sure our feet shoulder width apart and our feet are quick when we get them down. If the passer has their hands staying up like this, you have to pass the ball back to me. If I throw the ball to you and my hands go down, you get to shoot it. Okay, so again, it's getting them to get their head up, see what's happening, okay, follow some instructions and make a decision, really, right? How many times in shooting where we're like this and a player runs out to them, their hands are down and they don't shoot it, right? Or their hands are up and they're right in their face and they shoot it. So having a decision and making a decision. Do we understand what we're doing? So if your hands, so this is a little demo, ready? Good, back up. Again, ready? Pass hard, quick. Good. Okay, so a little bit 2 minds there when you went to shoot it. Okay, hands down, shoot it, hands up, pass back. Ready, go. Nice quick footwork. And then switch over. Once he shoots it, switch over. Go. Here we go. Quicker footwork. Switch over. Come on, hands go down, you got to shoot it. You might go shooting games, just be mindful of the person who just keeps their hands up like this the whole time. All right, progression. You might now go throw it, hands up, throw it back, throw it. If I back up, you drive it and they shoot a different finish inside the key. They might go a floater, you might go a normal layup, you might go a reverse, right, or a Euro step. So again, it's quicker feet. Ready? No, start outside the 3. Stance, get low, show your hands, good. Again, that decision making's got to be quicker, right? Attack, go, here we go. Hard passes. Oh, don't travel. Switch up. Up again, let's go. On Jesse, up again. Don't injure yourself, please. Good, here we go. Quick footwork. So you want to catch the ball in the air. Yeah, so catch in the air. 1, 2. All right, mid-range shot. All right, and then we just progress it to one-on-one. So just helping to make decisions. Right, hold there. So now we just progress it to one-on-one. Okay, now the things we read are, as I'm closing out, if my hands are down, you might shoot it. All right, if I close out and my hands are up and I'm running too fast, what might you do? Drive it. All right, so make that decision. Ready? Give me a little demo. One group at a time. Yes, so you hold. Go. Here we go. Read the closeouts. Very tough thing for athletes to do. Next one. You guys can go again. Next 2. Ready? Here we go. Good. Nice shot. Good read. Play. You got to play. All right, so now that was kind of like an 80% demo. We're going to play proper one-on-one. So I want to pass her over there. You don't need a basketball. Put the ball down, quick, and you're over here. So you would be in a gap position, so you're marking the player on the wing. There's no one here. We want to have our hips down, and our closest hip, which is our right hip here, faces the ball. So we point our pistols. Why do you think coaches tell you to do that for? Okay, that's not the reason why you see both. We just say that from under 12s. Okay? The reason why your hands are up is to make it look like there's less space on the court to pass the ball and drive into. Yep, you see both by using your what? Eyes, okay? Don't believe it's the hands, all right? So you either use your peripheral vision, look straight ahead, or you keep your head on a swivel. So you look right, you look left. So we're in a stance, on our toes, ready to move, hands are up. You're gonna throw the ball across. Now, we're gonna speak about a closeout, one-on-one defense. Most of the time, closeouts, they're really reactive, so they're too slow to get there. So we want to make sure we have a proactive closeout. So the ball's back there, you're in a stance. I have not seen many players at under 14s do this. Have you ever seen that? If they do, that probably happens, they get subbed out by the coach, right? So as soon as they turn to do that, what do you think you should be starting to do? Moving, good, so that's a proactive closeout. Your challenge is to arrive when the ball arrives. And as you arrive, or as you're closing out, we want quick feet into, so it's long steps into short steps. So stance, now coaches might be left foot, coaches may be right foot, whichever one you feel like you get the quickest from there to there in. Yep. So it's long steps, short steps, either 2 hands up or 1 hand up. I've never heard of a coach say have your hands down on a closeout. All right? We want a core ball and carry a hand. So if we just get to there for me and then I'll hold. Ready? Go. All right, go back. I feel like you were too late. Go back again. As soon as you see the ball start lifting up, move. Good. Now, where were your hands? You make a great coach one day. Okay? So what do we say? Core ball, carry a. So that's hands down here. Which coach has ever told you to close out with their hands down? Any of these coaches? You sure?
Yeah.
All right. So come back. So core ball, carry a hand. Because that's Klay Thompson. What does Klay Thompson do? You don't know? Don't you know who Klay Thompson is?
I do, but I don't watch him.
Okay. You watch NBL, don't you? Ah, you're supposed to say yes. Okay. So I core ball, carry a hand. So it's ball. Otherwise, he'll shoot it. What would you do if his hands were down? There you go. All right. So get to there for me. Go. Core ball, carry a hand. Good. Now hold there. So core ball. So ball, nice and loud. And then from there, you got to have a hand above the ball. All right. So now if he goes into his shot, we can contest that. Your stance. Now some coaches force middle, some force base. We're under the belief of just contain and work push points, because great offensive players, just hop out of the way for me. If I play D like this, a good offensive player will attack your high foot and your first step ends up being this. Not all the time, but majority of the time. So we're here and we work what we call push points. So we're forcing low to the short corner or high above the elbow. All right, and you just work as hard as you, focus, eye contact. You work as hard as you can to go short corner above elbow. Right with that? All right. Now, earlier I spoke about having drills that are heavy on competing. So the drill I learned in Queensland off Scott Butler, unbelievable drill, it's called multiple scoring, which means if offense score, they can get the rebound, score again, get the rebound, score again. So eventually, what do you have to do?
Work harder.
Pardon?
Work harder.
Yeah, but be more specific. What does the coach always tell you to do on defense at the end? Always. Box out, right? So you got to eventually box out, otherwise you're not going to get the ball. So if you score, you can get the rebound and score again. Get the rebound and score again. The other thing you can do is have a no out of bounds. Because a lot of players gets to here and they just kind of go, we're not going to play. Be mindful of the environment. If the wall's close, maybe not a good idea, okay? But no out of bounds, all right? And the other thing you can just do is just change up the scoring system. All right, so if you dive on a loose ball, you get an extra 2 points. If you give up an O board, you're minus 2 points. If you get an O board, you're plus 2 points. Whatever you think your teams need to work on, I would emphasize those areas a lot more than the other areas. All right, rewind, give me a demo.
Am I trying to score?
Of course you are. Ready? Quick. Stop, come back. I can't hear you. So communication, believe it or not, fixes a lot of problems on the court and in life, right? So you need to yell out, because if we're both running at the ball and we both don't say anything, we're both going to keep going. But if we both run at the ball and I go, ball, what would you do? Yeah, you go to someone else, right? So communication helps things. Ready? Go. Move your feet, go, move your feet. Keep going, get the rebound. All right, not too bad. He got back into play, which is good. Okay? Not too bad. Flip over. Rotate around, boys. Yep. So, you're up at the wing. Throw the ball. How close do you think we get on the closeout? Yeah, but how close? What's your distance roughly? That's all right. So, usually we say 1 arm's length. So you've got to be able to touch the ball from there. Now, if offense goes one way, we want to try to move outside foot, so lead foot, and I want to step across and do what we call a chest bump. So you make contact, because as soon as there's hands in, what's the ref going to call? Foul. So we work on core ball, carry a hand, move, step, chest bump if we can, and if we don't get that, we do something what we call side running. So we used to do sliding. All right, and we used to always get taught, remember that drill where you slide, zigzag up the court? Still place for it, I'm not saying there's not, but side running now, and you'll see a lot of pro teams do it, I know that's the pros, but they do it a lot, is when they go, they turn and they run forward, and they just show their hands and hips to the referee. All right, so I usually do this demo to the athletes to show them that side running is faster than sliding. So who's the quickest person here? Who's the second quickest, sorry? Ethan, get up. Over here. Jesse, come over here. So who's the fastest? Who's the fastest, man? You the fastest? Confidence, all right? You're the fastest. Jesse, you're over here. So Ethan, you're going to defensive slide. Do you know what that is? Good. You're going to defensive slide to the sideline and back. Jesse is going to side run, which means you're going to run forward, Jesse, but your hands, shoulders and hips need to face Ethan. Yep, to the sideline and back. Now, Jesse, if you lose this, I'm going to be very upset. Okay? Ready? Get ready, show your hands. Jesse, you got to show that way. Ready? Go. And back, and back, and back, Jesse. That's one of the closest ones ever, Jesse. Right, so we see side running is a little bit faster. So I'm defending the ball here, you go, step, and then side run. Okay, and that's an area you've got to probably break down and drill so they get the hang of it. All right, we okay with that? Let's practice that again. So if you get beat, work on side run, show your hands to the ref. Call ball, carry hand, go. Move your feet, side run, body up, nice, good chest bump. All right, rewind. So what do you think you can do there when he cuts you off? Turn. Yeah, you can turn or retreat dribble, okay? Couple more, and then we'll move on. All right, not too bad. All right, boys, get a quick drink. Hop off. So that's just some one-on-one offense and defense. An area we felt like we needed to really improve on from tours and watching reps and school and pretty much anything are jump stops in the key. So when an athlete drives to the key, they jump to pass the ball. Now, we're not saying you can't do that, but we say you can jump to make a pass, you can't jump to find a pass. So if I drive in the key and I jump up in the air and I'm looking around, Jesse, hold the ball, and I'm looking around to throw a pass, then most of the time that'll result in a turnover, right? So here's some things that we can help with that. If you don't have a pad, that's fine. You might just use the basketball. Right, so everyone's got a basketball up at the wing. Actually, just that line's going to have a basketball. That line won't have a basketball. Quick, both sides, 5, 4, 3. Right, so I'm just using this to just bump them a little bit in the key. Okay, I'm not going to put too much pressure on them, but when we drive, we're going to work on some little, what we call receiver spots as well. So when someone drives, the 4 remaining players have to get to a position where the driver can see them. So you're going to work on a baseline drive. As we drive to what? Score. When we get inside the key, we come to a jump stop. Yep, and I'll be right here, and I'm going to bump you with the pad. You right with that? Now on a jump stop, we want to make sure we have bent knees and bent elbows so we can protect the ball and we're balanced. So bent knees, bent elbows. When I hit you with the pad a couple of times, so you're going to come to a jump stop, I'm going to bump you, you're going to step, and you're going to throw it to the receiver there. Pretty simple. You're going to shoot it so you can step in and shoot a 2-pointer, and then we'll flip sides. Now you've probably got a whole court for practice, hopefully, right? So I would go half down to one end, half down the other so they get more reps. Right, ready? Go. Jump stop. Throw it, go. Next. Ready, go. Drive, attack, jump stop. Good. Next, ready, go. Jump stop. Good. Go. Jump stop. Good. Just work on their passes as well. Coming to jump stops, go. Go. Oh, is that right? Work on that. Oh, here we go. Next. All right, not too bad. So we'll progress this. Give me one player here. You're going to stand here for me. So he's a defender. You're marking that player. there's no one marking this player. So you're going to drive baseline to score. Now, you're either going to commit to the driver, which that means you would have to what? Or you commit to your player and you can score a layup. So you're making a decision in this situation. You're not coming outside the block. If he does, drive around him. Ready? Stance. Go. Ready? Next two. Just go. Now rotate around, so you might go shooter into the defender. Stance. Ready? Go. Attack. Try to emphasize jump stops in the key. Here we go. Make sure you get jump stops in the key, boys. Drive and jump stops. That was a Yorker. All right. Try to get there on the full. Go. Attack. Jump stops. Good. Good pass. Good. Nice shot. Stance. Go. Ready? Go. Drive to score. Ready? Go. Attack. Good. Nice jump stop. Right. Change sides. Now this is where it gets messy. They're passing left hand. Right? We can't neglect them doing it just because we don't like how it looks. They've got to work on this. Who's on D? Who's on D? Ready? Go. All right, left hand. I want to see a left-handed pass there. Wrap it around the D. Ready? Left-handed pass. Set. Who's on D? Go. Try to get there on the full. Go. Quick, on D. Attack. Left hand. Good. Ready? Hold on. Go again. Who's the shooter? Jesse, you're up. Ready? Go. Attack. Left hand. I want to see left hand. All right, not too bad, not too bad. Hold there. So the other thing you'll find when they start playing is they're so rushed to just get the ball out because they're so worried they'll turn it over. So you might add without defense to start with, so just hop off for me. When you're in here with the pads, they're going to come to a jump stop. They might have to do 2 pivots. A pass fake, pivot, pass fake, and then step out. Just to slow their thought process down a little bit so they're not rushed to make a quick decision. You might have them make a shot fake, right? Or have a shot fake. So it's in here, it's pass fake, pivot, pass fake, shot fake, and then throw it out. Right with that? All right, we're going to progress it now. So, offense, defense, here, back to him. Ball's on his back. Stance, stance. Now we can only drive baseline at the moment, and then I'll progress it to driving middle as well, because it just slightly changes. Soon as the ball comes off his back, you can go. Okay, so you're on defense, you're on offense. You can have a slight advantage here because you should be in a stance and you should be able to rip it and go. Right? You're in a decision-making situation. I think one of the biggest mistakes, myself included, have made in teaching or coaching athletes is we tell this player to help every time. From under 12s, and there's a thought for them, it's just a reaction of help, 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 help. So sometimes, well now, the biggest mistake isn't isn't under-helping, it's over-helping. So they over-commit for no apparent reason. So if you were to drive, let's say you did a great job defending the ball, drive base, and slow down, and you did a great job staying in front, this player goes and helps. So it's about, rewind, it's about giving you a decision to make. You now want to look at your teammate, and if he does a great job staying in front of the ball, you go to your player, right? If he needs help, so you drive, base, hold there. If he needs help, you can help, and you can rotate. Now, what helps with this? I spoke about it before when you close out. talking, yeah? So stay or go. Now you can have whatever terminology you want, but we call stay and go. So you're telling this player what to do. So if you drive and I say stay, it means you stay with your player. If I say go, 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 it tells you to go to my player. Ready? Now, multiple scores. So if you shoot it, make it, get the rebound, score again. Right, so keep playing. Ready? Go when you're ready. Hold on, go back. What'd you say? That's all right, rewind, don't worry. Trust me, I say things wrong all the time, okay? So it's, what are your 2 words?
Go.
Stay or go. And you got to yell it out early, loud, every time. Do you know what movie that's off? Some of you would have seen Semi-Pro. Everybody love everybody. That's what we use. Early, loud, every time. ELE. So you got to communicate early, you got to communicate loud, and you got to communicate it every time. Yep, early, loud, every time. Go. Good. Play, we're playing. Keep going. So now you see the spacing's kind of shrunk and they're back in the key. All right, so what was the first thing they did when the shot went up? They kind of stopped playing. So, boys, what was the rule offensively? Multiple scores, so you can keep rebounding. When a shot goes up, what do you guys got to do? Got to box out first. Which coach has told you never to box out? If I gave you the answers to a test, would you listen to them and put them in? Yes or no? I hope so. All right. Same thing, we're giving you the answers. Box out so we get the rebound. All right. Ready? Switch around. Someone's in. Stance. Stop. Go back. There we go. Go again. What are you going to say? Good. Ready? Again. Get it. Good. Keep going. There's no out of bounds. Multiple scores. Get after it. Get it, Jesse. Got to box out, you two. No out of bounds. Good. Change over. Ready. How do we start, D? That's all right. There you go. Ready? Stance. Ball on his back. Last one, then we'll progress it to driving middle. Hold on. Stance. So, coach once said one of the hardest things to do in basketball is change stance. Okay? So going from here, up to there, turn, get to there, right? Getting high, low, long, short. So to improve your ability to change stance or to be faster, what do you think you need to do? Start in a, yeah, so if you want to go forward from here, you've got to get low, right, to go. So just start low and then just go straight away. Right, ready?
Go.
Oh, not too bad. Now, notice no player said stay. And I thought the last one could have been a stay. So, how do you boys know if your teammate needs help? Yeah, communication, that's one. So if I'm defending the ball, and you drive, and I go, help. That's telling you I need help. What else? How else do you know if I need help? Because sometimes they just don't know the answer as to why. Yeah, so you can see kind of like maybe his number on his singlet, he gets past me, but you're only looking at like the first or second bounce defensively. So in this situation, if I'm defending the ball and that's one and I'm doing a good job, and it's two and I'm doing a good job, it's now on me to guard this bit. Because if this defender gets around me right here to score a layup, I mean, that's my fault. That's my fault because I've given up too easily, too early. So, by the second bounce, first bounce, second bounce, if I'm still here, go to your player. And then I just go to work on this. If I get beaten the first 2 bounces, what do you think you need to do? Yeah, okay, so I want you to look at that now. Ready? Who's on D? I'm not playing defense, there's no way that will happen. Ready? Stance. Good, there you go, nice read. Right, so the reason why we stay or go, I mean, it's pretty simple, but the reason why we don't want to overhelp, because if we overhelp, there's chances of a longer closeout, which means we get beat, because closing out's very tough, or an uncontested shot. Now, if you stat, there's a great thing I do at my rep practices. I'll stat uncontested shots to contested shots. And I'll even break it down to the point where we got a whiteboard, okay, and we'll break down each player. So Johnny, all their names, and it's, okay, Johnny, you took a contested shot, and you were 0 of 1. Then the next time, 0 of 2, or whatever it might be. So then at the end of the day, or the end of the session, you tally up contested versus uncontested. And what they'll see nearly every time is they'll make more uncontested shots than contested shots. So it's a great visual tool for them to see, oh, I took 5 contested shots. So next time I can't take 5 contested shots. And what you'll see is that for the very first few times you do it, you have more contested shots than uncontested shots. And what you want to do as a team is try to change that. Right, John Wooden, unbelievable coach, right, said mismatches don't beat you, open shots do. So we want to take away uncontested open shots. And that decision making there, a big part of it. Stay or go. Stay, I go to my player, shorter closeout, more chance of being contested. Right with that? All right, let's progress it a little bit. Offense. Defender, ball down, and you can hop off for me. So we're going to play a 2-on-1 situation here. Very tough thing athletes find, a very tough thing that you have a problem doing is creating time and space offensively, especially out of a double team. Like in under 12s and under 14s, I think every team presses, all right, which is a good thing, but also a bad thing, right? So here you need to be able to get past these 2 players. So you got to create time and space. So what's one way you can create time and space? Good, dribbling, that's one way, good. Think before dribbling, what's another way? Probably not so much, but yeah, we'll say yes. What could you do with your feet looking up? What could you do with your feet? Anyone help him out?
Pivot, all right, good. You said that, right?
No.
Yes, say yes.
Yes,
Yes, you said that, okay. So you can pivot. So you're in a stance right now, low, bent knees, bent elbows. So you're protecting the ball, your knees are bent, so you're in a stance. You two are going to apply a lot of pressure. Now this is the game. If they touch the ball when you're pivoting, game over, right? As we know, ball protection, key to any game, right? So when you pivot, I would not just move the ball from hip to hip, right? I would bring it up and over, down and under. Do you know who Kobe Bryant is? One of the best pivoters ever to play the game. If you watch his pivots, he'll pivot here, he'll bring the ball down there, he'll wrap it or sweep it under, and his pivots are like all over the place. When you first played basketball, we taught you to pivot like this, right? Remember doing that drill in Learn to Play and then running again? You never pivot like that in the game, do you? Have you ever pivoted like that? Probably not, right? So I want you to work pivots where they're just not north, south, east, west. They might be 2 o'clock, 11 o'clock, all over the place, right? And you're moving the ball up and over. Everyone okay? You got that?
Yep.
Simple? You're applying pressure.
So just
now,
touching the ball.
yeah, you got to try to touch the ball. So you got to work on really hard on moving the ball around. Now you might start just with 1 defender. All right, I'm just going to progress it to 2 to make it a little bit tougher. You have 5 bounces to get inside the key. 5 bounces. When he breaks the 3-point line, you two are out. Got it? And there becomes a 2-on-1. If he goes middle, so we spoke about the middle drive, you stay high here. Once he breaks the free throw line, 3-point line, you're out. Now you make the same decision. You commit, I throw it,
You don't, I score it. What's the important thing about getting inside the key? Coming to a jump stop, right? Ready. Now just make drills up like this. Nice pass. Oh, not too bad. Flip it over. Let's go. Have them figure out a way to rotate. Because right now, it's problem solving. They don't know how to rotate. Hold on. We spoke about offense, creating time and space. So what do you think defense needs to do? Take away time and space. So how do you do that? So I want you to stop. By the end of this drill, I want you to tell me what he ate for breakfast last night, dinner last night, because you're that close you can smell his breath. Ready? Stance. Good. Pass could be a little bit better. Come to a jump stop. Ready? Move on. Let's go. 3, 2. Hold on. Give me another defender. Go. Work on your pivots. Come to a jump stop. Here we go. Flip around. So the one thing you'll see them all do is this. Defense. Defense. They all pivot like this and they turn around like this. And they'll do this type of dribble. We want to be able to see the floor. Because let's say we're trying to get the ball from this end down to that end and we get trapped. What's the most important thing we want to do? Yeah, pass it over. Good. How do you find a player? You got to look where? Yeah, you can't do this. You got to have your head up, see the floor. What type of dribble can you do here so you can still see the floor? Retreat dribble, right? So I'm here, pivot, retreat, get out of there. These two come, attack, get around them. How many bounces you got to get in there? Right, you guys doing it pretty easy? I think so. 4 bounces now. Ready? Make it a little bit tougher. Pivots. Got to get 4 bounces. Turnover. Here we go. Flip around. Again, challenging. Maybe 4's a bit too hard. Ready? Turnover. Ready? Next 2. We'll go back to 5 just to help you out. Ready? You boys don't just stand there. Come over here and have a go. Ready? Pivots. Go. Ball pressure. All right, not too bad, not too bad. We're going to progress it again. Last progression. 2 defense, 1 offense. 1 defense here. I need 1 offense here. 1 offense there. And 1 defense here. So we're just going to make the ball handler's decision making a little bit more complicated because there's going to be an extra defender. But we're going to give you an extra offensive player as well. So these are the rules. If I drive base, you're getting low, and we call that the drift position, the drifter. So it's the 5 Ds. So this is the driver, that's the drifter, and I'll show you big picture the others in a second, or the other 2. We have the dunker, so you come right around here to the top. So now I drive, I have layup, I have pass, or I have pass. So I have 2 receivers in this situation. The passes we don't want to throw are what we call strike zone passes. So a strike zone pass is a pass anywhere between your shoulder and hip, because that's where a defender is. So if I try to go, so it's either a bounce pass or a lob pass. So we call pocket pass, lob pass. And when we say lob pass, we don't mean loopy, right? It's got to get there pretty fast, right? So bounce or lob, right? Everyone okay with that? If he drives middle, go back to where you were. If he drives middle, you're staying high and you're going low. So now if you commit there, I throw it, go back. If you go out to that guy, jump stop, I throw it to here. So just giving him a decision to make. We okay with that? You're going opposite to the ball handler. Right, if he goes low, you go high. If he goes high, you go, good. Ready? Now you don't have to start 1 on 2 here. I just do to show you some pivoting and ball hand protection, some defense. Here we go. Hold on, go back. So maybe start a little further in. Make it a little bit easier for yourself. Ready? Go. Turn over. Rotate around, that's all right. What type of dribble can you do? What type of dribble can you do? Retreat dribble, okay? Ready? Another defender in. Do you always chew gum when you're playing? Ready, stance, go, pivot, pivot. Get out there, get out. Nice. That's all right, keep going. You two just watch out. You're all right, love the fact that you keep playing. All right, rotate around, let's go. So rewind, where are we supposed to get to there? Dunker. Ready? That's all right. Give me 2 defense, 1 offense. Hold up, where's our second defender? We need another defender in here. Offense, offense, defense, defense. Right? You can start about here. Yep. Ready? 2 pivots, go. Pivot, try to get out. Retreat dribble, good. Where you going, where you going? Shoot it, if you're open, shoot it. Right, everyone okay with that? Now, let's just give me 1 defender here. Back to him. Same players on this position here, so we got wing, low player there, 2 defenders. Quick. 1 there, 1 here. So we did this drill earlier, so you might do it where it's just 1 defender, just to make it more of an offensive orientated drill, right? You're in a stance. So now if he drives base, you go where? Drifter, you go where? Dunker. Okay, and we look to score. If you drive middle, you go low dunker, you stay high, right? Just there. Ready? You can go either way, base or middle. Start in a stance. Good. Nice shot. Rotate around. Pardon? Yeah, still play defense. Hey, do you guys just keep rotating through and keep playing? So there's a saying that you can tell them 1 on 0, get it and go. 1 on 1, get it done. 1 on 2, not for you. And they remember that little rhyme. So they just got to understand that when there's 2 defensive players, it's not for you. Move the ball. All right. Ready? Stance. Hold on. Another defender. Nice pass. Good. Rotate around. So you might encourage jump stops. That might be a point for that team as well. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Go back again. Who's on O? Who's on D? Go back. No, back here. Your offense. Ready? Down here. Your offense, your offense, your offense. So if he goes middle, you go low. If he goes low, you go high. Ready? Stance. Be ready to play. Nice. Good shot. Nice. Play through it, boys. Multiple scores. Keep going. Keep going. So now that was a chance where they got a multiple score. No out of bounds. No out of bounds. Keep going. Keep playing. Rebound. Good. Nice hustle. Flip it over. Here we go. Stance. Wait, wait, Jesse. Ready? Defense. Defense. Offense. Offense. Ready? Good, good. Way to keep playing. Get it, Jesse? Good. All right. Just give me 5 up for me. So I want player here, please. Player there. Player there. player at that wing and a player basket. You can just be, or you can be ball side. Right, so I spoke about the 5 Ds earlier. Now, there's a big kind of push now for positionless basketball. So players being able to play multiple positions. So in all these drills, I would always encourage the bigs to learn to play on the perimeter. Right? And then as a coach, you then kind of go, well, you need to work on this, this, and this before we play you in this type of position. But you still want to encourage them to play in all positions to help their development. Because right now, Jesse, the tallest player here, may be that height for the rest of his life. So him playing the 5, now I'm not saying that does happen, but him playing the 5 in reps, now, in 3 years' time, he's got to be the point guard. So if he hasn't learnt those skills, he won't progress as much as we'd like him to. Okay? So positionless basketball, they call it. Now it can be 5 out, it can be 4 out, 1 in. Teach them all to play every position. So I'm going to speak about the 5 Ds that we spoke about, I mentioned earlier. So we throw it. Oh, nice catch. If this player drives it, they're the driver. This player's the dunker. So the big is the dunker. So they get to the dunker spot right here. Now there's a few different things you can do there. You can wheel him in behind, but we're just going to get him to there for this time being. You're the driver, you're the dunker, you're the drift. This player becomes the drag, so he comes in behind. And that player over there becomes the diag or the diagonal. So you get to the wing. So now, according to the rotations on defense, someone will get open, right? As long as we attack offensively and make them rotate. So we've got to drive to what? Score. Now from here, we can throw it. Throw it. You would turn, and we want to cover. This is where it gets a little bit tricky, but you break it down. Okay, we've got plenty of videos where we break this down, where you want to turn and run back out to the open 4 spots, which are drift, diag, diag, drift. There's no one up top right now. So you get to one of those open spots. You would go opposite, or maybe ball side, doesn't really matter. Let's just go opposite to start with. You make the extra pass. So we very rarely want to drive from the initial kick out, because defense is packed in, and then when they start closing out, they expand. That's when we look to attack the gaps, and it's longer closeouts. So extra pass, drive, and now you can be a dunker. So dunker, diag, drift, drag up behind. So we kind of always get to those 5 spots. All right, now over the next few weeks when we do, because we're doing about 8 clinics at different associations, metro and country, we'll go in depth with our receiver spots, so you can see that video. All right, boys, have a seat. Just please put your hands together for the boys. So, just with the receiver stuff, that isn't necessarily an offense. It's what you revert to when someone breaks out of the offense. And I'm sure we can all agree, when every player on the court is on the same page, better things happen. There's not anything more annoying or frustrating for a player than when someone else in the team does their own little thing, right? So making sure everyone's on the same page offensively, so then when someone drives or breaks out of the offense, we all get to the floor spots. And that just helps with a lot of other things. Shot selection, defensive transition, and it builds and builds and builds. It's having a system in place. So we spoke about the Super 6 earlier, and we kind of covered some of them. We didn't cover all of them, all right? So the one we didn't really cover too much, in our breakdown drill, was passing. I didn't really do a passing drill so much, okay? But as you saw, they did it anyway. So Super 6, passing, dribbling, pivoting, shooting, one-on-one defense, and decision making. Those are the 6 areas that we try to have in every single one of our sessions. And within those areas or those drills, we want to try to make it as game-like as possible. So having defense, having an element of defense, having an element of offense, making it competitive, because I think everyone here agrees that when we go away, we've got to compete harder, right? So ensuring that those areas kind of get covered in all your sessions. Are there any questions? I went through a lot, I apologise, or rambled on a lot. If there's any questions, more than happy to answer any. Otherwise, I think we've got to be off pretty soon because there's local comp.
You know, you were talking about the 4 out 1 in as something to revert to.
Yep.
Do you have anything, because we try and play positionless as well, but we often do 3 out 2 in.
Yep.
And they can rotate those positions, don't really care. But just any comment on 3 out 2 in?
Yeah, so it would be any comment?
Or just any thought process, what would you be thinking about that? Because we often try and think of the floor spacing and then the movements of the guards, the movements of the bigs, but then rotate between the two so that they don't feel like they're constrained to. They've got different mindset in the key. You know, if they're stationary in the key, they have a different mindset than if they are out on the wing.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I think the main thing is there's no right or wrong in basketball.
Sure.
Right, so what one person does, someone might do the complete opposite, which is the beautiful thing about basketball. Right, so everything's different and everyone's different, and that's awesome. As a junior basketball team, if you're allowing them to play inside and outside, excellent. As long as they're not just getting pigeonholed into certain positions and no, you can't come outside the key. If they can, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I think you need to look at your team and go, well, how will this team develop? Because you want to put them in a situation to win and develop. Develop should come first, but they've got to be in a position to win, because when that happens and they're getting enjoyment, they're liking the game of basketball, right? But main thing is, and that's what you're doing, is you're giving them a situation or a position to play inside and out. I have no issue with it. 3 out, 2 in, 4 out, 1 in, 5 out, right? Every team does something different. Under 12s and 14s, or under 12s, I'd probably do 5 out, just spacing and just pass and cut, move receivers. But if I had a guy who was big, I'd teach him to play inside. Because who's to say that that player will not keep growing? So they need to learn to play inside. Right, to just work out the floor spots and the positioning, because when they get older, a lot of teams play 4 out, 1 in. So just giving them a sense of where they need to get to on a drive.
Yeah. We tried 5 out for a while, but then we found there was not much in the way of offensive rebound.
Yeah.
So we then tried to think about.
So there's
teach them a little bit of post work.
Yep.
So that otherwise they get all the focus on the guard, and then as soon as they go inside, they don't know how to drop set, they don't know the short corners, they don't know what they're doing. So that was our thought. But anyway, that was just interesting.
No, and that's fine. There's a good podcast on Aaron Fern, or with Aaron Fern, and offensive rebound, something we got to actually coach. And he has a new type of defensive transitioning, because you would have got taught probably send 1 or 2 back on D, get a couple of rebounders. His is called tagging up, and all 5 people rebound. So trying to get that second possession. Now there's a lot of analytics that go into it, a lot of in-depth reasons on where to position yourself, but maybe something to listen to. I'll give you the podcast at the end, I just can't think of it right now, but it's tagging up. And we get all our New South Wales players to do it because it gets them on the front foot, and we believe in full court defense, pressure, and it just gets us straight into a transition from O rebound to D trans. Any other questions? Nah, so they won't be the same. Yep. Every session will be different, but we'll be focusing on the Super 6 still. So there might be a shooting session off the bounce, off screens. There might be a passing session off screens. Defensively, it might be tailored around full court D, onboard D. So we'll build it up. We'll add little elements. This is the very first one, so we try to keep it kind of at an elementary basic level. But we still added some decision making and some problem solving there as well. So everyone will be different. All right.
What's the best way to attack a player who's been allowed to shoot with court technique for a long time? Like correcting a bad technique that's really ingrained.
I think the first thing is, and this is tough, first thing is them acknowledging they need correction, right? Well, they need to change their shot. Because I think boys, hold the ball. I think if a player is reluctant to change, they're not going to change, they're not going to be coached. So just, I guess, talking to them about
what they need to do, or not what they need to improve, maybe watching some film on some good players shoot the ball. It's a tough one because you don't want to tell a player or a kid that he can't shoot the ball or that he needs it. It's just correcting it, I think, and just showing him small rewards and wins as he does it. That's the best way to probably fix a shooter or an athlete, a junior athlete who hasn't got a great shot. Just practice. There was 4 really good points. I recently went to an Australian development camp down at the Centre of Excellence, and Adam Caporn, he's the boys coach there, the men's COE head coach, and he spoke about 4 areas to become a better shooter. First area is clear mind. So having athletes just to clear their mind. Now it's funny because if you say to an athlete, clear your mind, the first thing they do is think, which probably isn't clearing your mind. And then you just want to make sure that clearing your mind just means, okay, the next thing. Don't worry about the foul, don't worry about the miss, think about the process. What's the one thing I want you to focus on? Maybe a follow through or a jump in your shot. The second thing is enjoy shooting. You got to love shooting the basketball if you want to become a great shooter. I don't think Klay Thompson, Ray Allen, Reggie Miller, I don't think they became great shooters because they hated shooting. They had to love shooting. They had to love the process of becoming a good shooter. 3 is have a simple plan. We sometimes complicate things as coaches because we want athletes to be so good and we have such, we just want them to succeed and want them to be successful in basketball, whatever else. We sometimes give them all the answers and give them too much information. Lonna has, Peter Lonergan, he has 3 things whenever he's giving feedback to an athlete. It's praise, prompt, leave. Sometimes we just stay and keep talking. So we want to praise the athlete, we want to prompt the athlete, and then we just leave as coaches and let them figure it out. So, and the 4th thing is reps. Got to get up reps, got to practice. There's no simple way to become a great shooter. Practice. I went off on a tangent there. Anything? All right, thank you for having me. I hope you got something out of it. Thanks. All right. Good job, boys. Good job. You're free to go home now. Don't do that.